Hello and welcome to this show. Today I'm going to do my best to try and convince you a little about this wave power here in Tai Chi. It's very common, many people that, I guess when we first start the Tai Chi, we're very interested in this Chi because, Tai Chi, Chi. Actually, the name Tai Chi Quan, this Ji is actually not Qi, the energy, but this is actually referring to poles or polarity. Tai Chi Quan. One interpretation, one translation, which I quite like, is extreme polarities or extreme poles, like the North Pole and the South Pole. So the word Qi is actually not even in the name of Tai Chi, funnily enough. But anyway, in the beginning, when we start Tai Chi, we're very interested in this Chi and harnessing this Chi. But I want to try and convince you that the real thing that is good about Tai Chi is not so much the Chi, it's this wave power here. It's how we actually use the body to create these waves, which initially is just something that's kind of good for health. And then as you get better at it, you're able to do it more rapidly at different speeds. You're able to adjust to your opponent's timing. Eventually, this is something that I will try to convince you. Eventually, this wave power is something you can use to send someone flying about 5 or 10 meters, stumbling backwards, or 5 or 10 meters, through the air if this is developed to a high enough degree. Of course, this is not magic, and this is also something that does require some kind of sparring and competitive edge. It does require an understanding of the reality of violence and fighting as well. It's not just it's not so much something some kind of magic. So this is a dynamic that exists within martial arts that can be used at a high level, and something I also I can do it to a very small degree. If I have some sparring partners, they're going to experience me using this to a small degree, and so it would be quite interesting. I'm very much looking for people to spar with, so that I can learn to develop these things for the martial arts as well. Unfortunately, because of this virus right now, that's a bit difficult, but I'm going to get to that. So anyway, let's talk about this, this wave power. On here, you can see here's a diagram. In this picture, the spine is, you can see the spine here is straighter, and in this one here, the spine is more curved, or also you can say on this one the spine is more elongated, and here the spine is more compressed. As the spine compresses and elongates, this is when these waves occur, when we're using our mind intent to do Tai Chi. So there's two main kind of waves you kind of need to understand. One is like a vertical wave just flowing through the body, and another one is kind of more going on a horizontal plane, sometimes going up on an angle, and you can do all sorts of stuff with waves in Tai Chi and related internal stuff. So let's firstly have a look at this guy here. He's also in the Huang Xingxian lineage. So let's have a look at. So he comes to the center, and what he's saying in Mandarin, actually, it's some weird comments down there. Some people think it's some sort of mantra or some kind of mantra, but it's all he's saying is, okay, come to the center. Put your mind intent to your feet, rise up, body rises up, and relax. And he's just explaining the parts of the practice and the parts of the move for the beginners in Mandarin. It's not some kind of mantra. So let's watch what happens here. So he rises up, the wave rises up. There's actually a double action. There's something going down and something coming up, and he opens up like an umbrella. It comes up to the top, and just as it's getting to the top, he's already sinking down. So if you watch that very closely, before he got to the top, he was already sinking down. Already sinking down, and now he's about to release the wave right through the body and into the ground. So there you can see that is a vertical wave going straight through the body. And I'll put the link for this video here. This is a very good Tai Chi school, Huang lineage. And now let's watch the master himself, Master Huang Xian. And then I don't know why it's spelled like that. That's the old Wade Gillis, and here we have the more recent Pinyin phonetic system. So that's weird, but anyway, let's watch Master Huang do his form, and particularly we will pay attention to when he uses a wave on a more horizontal plane. The wave will come up from his feet, and he will use his mind intent to guide it forward. So let's specifically look here. So this one, he is going to use his mind intent to guide this energy, roll it up through the body without using strength, and it's flowing out. It's coming up here, and it's flowing out. It's very difficult to see. Even for me, I got a very good idea of what's happening, but he would be experiencing this in his body as he's doing it. He can actually feel the wave mechanics going through. This form that he's doing here is a very, very internalized form. This is the Yang short form, and it's the characteristics of it is it's very short, very compact, and the emphasis is more internal and to internalize, hide, conceal the waves much more. So he turns, squares the hips up, steps out, comes to the center, adjusts his waves forward, and gradually guides the energy up from his feet, his waist, directs it. It comes up his spine and is expressed out through his arm. Out through his arm. So let's have a look at this diagram here again. We can see here on one of them the spine is shorter, on the other one the spine is longer. So there's this contracting and expanding of the spine. Right. Let's take a look at something else important. So related to that, let's go to actually I might not find it there. I might find it in Tai Chi and Yi Chuan and then the spine here. So let's have a look at the spine. So we can see here is a more straight spine, and here is a more curved spine. Basically, you can see the S shape going through both spines. However, the one on the left is the S shape is more curved, and the one on the right here, the S shape is much straighter. So when we first learn Tai Chi and we learn the Qigong exercises like the up and down, which I showed you, you must know how to straighten your spine like this one here on the right, the straight spine. However, as you're going up and down, it will change slightly. And so in the beginning, this wave energy is it will be very, very, very subtle, very subtle. You will not feel it much. But the more you train, the more you persist, your awareness will gradually deepen, and eventually it will feel like waves flowing through the ocean. Just like waves in the ocean, you will also have those waves in your body, and you can train them. As I say, you can do all sorts of things with those waves. You can conceal them, you can express them more, you can express them very rapidly and very suddenly. And at a high level, yes, you can absolutely send your opponent flying a good 5-10 meters through the air if you're on point enough with it, if you've developed it martially enough, if you've had enough experience, doing pushing hands combatively, a little bit of sparring. If your timing, your positioning, your body mechanics is very, very on point, and you catch your opponent at exactly the right time when they're not ready for it, you can really, at a lower level, you can really disrupt their balance and send them stumbling back a good 10 meters. Or, as I say, if this is developed at a very high level, this can absolutely give someone air. I mean, fly through the air. So this is something that it's kind of an advanced thing, but it's important actually, because if you don't explain the advanced concepts of Tai Chi, as a beginner, you have no idea. Which direction you're headed with this. Is this some kind of magic? Is this some kind of out with the fairies thing? What is this? Why do we stand like this? Why do we use our mind intent in such and such a way? So yeah, this is just something for you guys to think about, to get some idea. Thank you.